Dr. Rivera is a brilliant man. His work is world famous, groundbreaking. We're lucky to have him.
What? Well, they say he's very handsome and very single.
Oh, Nyasa, this is a fundraising seminar, not a social engagement. Besides, the last thing I'm looking for is a man.
Well, then I expect that will be the last thing you find.
Come on, Chan, will you go already? Who did it?
Okay, I think it was Colonel Mustard in the conservatory with a pebble.
With a pebble?
Well, I lost the lead pipe and the candlestick was carried off by a locust.
Africa always wins, even at Clue. Incoming. Let's go. Hurry up. It's coming this way.
Suzuki, Kawasaki, maybe?
No, listen to it, man. It's gotta be a thumper. Look out! Whoa!
Are you blind? Who the heck do you think you are?
I'm Jordan Rivera. Who the heck do you think you are? Well, I asked you a question.
I'll tell you who I am. I'm the mother of one of those boys you almost ran over.
Well, they seem okay.
No thanks to you.
Well, I was being followed.
Really. I don't see anybody following you.
Guess I lost them.
Where do you think you're going? Now, that's pretty nervy. Now, I understand why he's single. I doubt if anybody could live with him.
Jambele, don't you touch that. That belongs to the doctor.
I don't mind. Go right ahead.
This is too cool.
Bike lover, huh?
Yeah.
You want to take it for a spin?
Yeah, you mean it?
I don't think so, Rory.
Sure, go ahead. You know what you're doing, don't you?
Wait a minute.
Excellent, man.
Remember to use the compression release, though, or it'll kick your foot right off.
Excuse me, don't I have a say in this?
Come on, Mom.
Would you stay in the yard, please?
Go on, man.
Dr. Rivera.
Please call me Jordan, but I still don't know your name.
I'm Margo Dutton. This is my associate, Nyas Mativa.
Oops, my host, right? I should be thanking you, and here I am causing all this trouble. I am sorry. But for me, that's par for the course.
Well, I guess we did get off on the wrong foot. Do you want to go inside and see what we've set up for your lecture tonight?
In the dining room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. It's completely wrong. The screen should be the other way. Those are pictures of grassland baboons. I work with the mountain variety. What I think we should do is put the screen on the other wall, turn the chairs around, and that way we can... Hello? Are you coming?
I'm telling you, Margo. I don't care if he's got those chimps writing musicals. The guy's a publicity-hungry jungle punk, and I don't want him on my ranch.
Well, don't candy coat it, Sam. Tell me how you really feel.
Raymond knows how I feel about Rivera. How could he let this happen?
Raymond's at the cane auction in Johannesburg. Last time I checked, I'm running Freedom Ranch. Not Raymond.
You are. but it seems like every time I turn around, we're having this conversation, and you do something, and I wind up yelling into the phone.
Look, Sam, believe me, I don't like this guy any more than you do. But we have a responsibility here to the community, whether you like it or not. You can't just keep taking and not give anything back. Besides, we're talking about his work, not his personality, and his work's brilliant.
The guy is a fraud, Margo. Evidently, he's got you snowed, too. He just likes to stir things up and get his name in the papers. He doesn't care who he hurts as long as more people send him money. Ask him about what happened in Kenya. No, don't ask him. Just cancel this fundraising thing and get him off the property. Margo?
All right, Sam. If you want me to cancel, what can I say?
Fine. I'll talk to you later.
Well,
Well, what?
are we going to cancel tonight?
No, we are not.
But Mr. Dutton...
It's 10,000 miles away.
In a sense, we're like private detectives. Snooping, spying, and always searching for clues. Only our clients aren't human. Sociobiological theory has tended in the past to focus primarily on the male of the species, but it's the female of these primates that holds the key to their social behavior, just like with people.
Maybe you should give him lessons.
If you were to follow and observe a group of baboons in the wild, instead of at the zoo or in a nature film, the first thing that strikes you about them is how much time they spend making a living. 60 to 75% of their time is spent feeding, walking, and avoiding predators. Unfortunately, the last of these is sometimes more than they can control, especially when the predators are human. Poachers did this. Killers who think that the wild is some kind of private video game just because they own the mineral rights. Corporations like Acanco think that they can get away with this kind of slaughter.
What are you trying to say? What has Acanco got to do with this?
This is an outrage. It's lies. Oh, really, Mr. Ludved? You mean that illegal poaching is continuing on land that Acanco controls and that you administer in Zambia and you don't know about it? Well, then I guess I'm sorry. You're not guilty. You're just stupid and blind.
I don't know what you're trying to do here, Dr. Rivera, but I protest.
Well, of course you do, Mrs. Dutton. Your little cash cow here is a little too sacred, isn't it? Well, I can assure you, before I'm finished, quasi-legal exploitation farms like Acanco's Freedom Ranch will lose their license to print money. And good riddance. Excuse me.
You're wrong, Dr. Rivera. My grandpa would never do anything like that.
Wake up, kid. Your grandfather's a crook.
Mrs. Dutton, I'm with the Zambian Wildlife Conservation Department. If what Dr. Rivera alleges is true, your company's in serious trouble.
Do me a favor. You want to bring my bike around front for me? Look, kid, I know you're hurting. But sometimes that's what the truth does. It hurts.
Yeah, well, so do lies.
Look, I've got no beef with you, Rory. I thought we were friends.
Yeah, me too.
A little bribery?
Mrs. Dutton, you know...
I don't have any problems with you, Dr. Rivera, because I know your claims are false. I just feel really sandbagged by you, and I don't appreciate it.
You're so sure, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Good. Then you look me straight in the eye and you tell me Sam Dutton had nothing to do with trying to stop my seminar. Can I go now?
Show me proof that we're involved.
What do you want to do, climb up Mount Nianga with me?
Fine. I'll be ready in 5 minutes.
I don't think that's really a good idea. It's a little too dangerous for you up there. You see, there are a lot of people who'd like me to shut up. But since I won't, they'd like to do it for me.
Just like those people that were following you. You're a fraud, Dr. Rivera, and a liar.
okay, Mom. I'm okay.
I knew something like this would happen. This is all your fault.
Brake cable's been cut. You believe me now, Mrs. Dutton?
What?
Brake cable's been cut.
You disobey a direct order, then you try to tell me that I'm some sort of criminal mastermind? I don't like being lied to, Margo.
Sam, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have had the meeting. But someone is trying to silence Jordan.
Oh, now it's Jordan, is it?
You know, I resent that, Sam. Look, I'm just trying to get to the truth here.
You resent it. How do you think I feel? I've known Frank Ledvet for 30 years, longer than I've known you. And now you're telling me that he's on the take, or worse.
Look, we could argue this for weeks, but we're not going to find out the truth until somebody goes up there and takes a look.
Fair enough. You send Raymond up there on the chopper as soon as he gets back from the auction.
He won't be back till this weekend. I'm heading up tomorrow, Sam.
Forget it.
Sam, it's getting out of hand here.
Look, I forbid you to go. You go anyway. You come back and we have the same argument. Am I right? If somebody's cutting brake cables, you better give that chopper a good going over.
Source of this river is a tiny spring about a half-mile from our camp. First time I came in, took about 3 weeks by Zodiac. Had a run-in with a family of hippos. I caught them by surprise and they flipped my boat. Lost 2 days and half my supplies.
Dr. Rivera? Dr. Rivera?
It's all right. It's all right. Just stand very still and put your hands on top of your head like this. That's it. You see, they're reading your body language, just like humans. It's all right. You can put them down now. They can see you're not a threat.
Wish it was that easy with people.
This is Nicole. It's all right. Took them 6 months for them to do that with me.
Jordan,
Peter.
welcome back.
This is Mrs. Margo Dutton, Dr. Peter Waterman.
Hi.
Hi.
Did I miss anything?
We lost David and Lisa.
Oh. Well, our friends have been busy. 2 more baboons have been murdered.
What are you going to do?
Well, there'll be no moon tonight, and we'll be waiting for them. Excuse me.
Peter?
It has to be somebody who was at that seminar.
I've got Mom's invitation list, Grandpa. That's everybody.
Well, don't forget the good doctor himself. He could have set up the whole thing, cut his own cable.
I don't think so.
You could have been killed.
Grandpa, it's just a sprained wrist.
Wait a minute. That could be exactly why Jordan got Rory to ride it. Colonel Mustard could be right. I mean, Mr. Dutton.
No, Jam, it wasn't me. I was in the conservatory with the wrench. But that gives me an idea.
What's that, Grandpa?
Well, if there is poaching for hire, it may be a game that anybody with money could play. So tell you what. You have the police at the ranch tomorrow at noon. You tell McCookna that the guy who done it will be looking for a Mr. Green.
I don't understand.
You will. Bye, boys. Karen, set up a trace file. Then I want to make a couple of calls to Africa, starting with the numbers 011-275-1-555-44431.
What should I name the file?
Clue.
When I first came to Africa almost 7 years ago, I thought it'd be for 6 months at most. Shows you how much I know.
So civilized.
Considering it used to be a wide spot on an elephant trail, I'd have to agree with you.
What'd you used to be?
Me? Pediatrician. I know what you're thinking, but most of us who do this sort of thing haven't been trained for it. That way there are no biases coming in. Now, all you actually need is a lot of patience. And, of course, the ability to live without other people for long periods of time.
Sounds like my job description.
Somehow I always knew I'd end up in Africa. When I was a kid, I saw every Tarzan film they ever made.
Me too.
Yeah, but I bet you thought that Jane should have got equal billing, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're even more beautiful when you're not angry.
Maybe we should go back outside.
Oh, it's not worth it, Margo. I know these poachers, they won't be out in this weather. No, I think we'd be better to just stay here and try and stay dry.
It's a little late for that. Can I ask you something? What did happen in Kenya?
Who told you about that?
Does it matter? Okay, it was Sam.
I made a mistake. Cried wolf. Some people were hurt, and others lost a lot of money, including your precious Sam Dutton, as a matter of fact.
You know, besides being my boss, he's my father-in-law.
Well, I guess that if I'm right about a Canco, you've got a problem. Unless, of course, I'm wrong about you.
Well, I hope you're wrong. About a Kanko, I mean.
Margo, you all right? You all right?
Yeah. Woo!
Go on.
Here. Well, that's a first. Thunder must have scared her.
I thought you were the baboon expert. She's jealous.
Listen, why don't you bunk in here for the night? I gotta take care of Nicole, and then I'll bunk in with Peter. Good night.
I don't understand what's supposed to be going on.
My grandfather set a trap to catch the poachers. So he put the word out that a Mr. Green will be staying here and paying big bucks for baboon glands. So whoever shows up to meet Mr. Green is the one.
Ah. Well, I hope that's not the guy, because he's getting away.
Nah, he was just asking directions to the mana pools.
I have to say, Rory, with due respect to your grandfather, this is a real wild moose chase.
No, you mean a wild goose chase.
I am a policeman, Rory, not an expert on Canadian wildlife.
There's a car coming.
It's the warden.
Different kind of trouble.
Mr. Andy, can I help you?
I hope so. I'd like to speak to Mrs. Dutton, please.
She's not here.
This is an official investigation. I hope you're telling me the truth.
I said she's not here. She's with Dr. Rivera on Mount Nyanga. Besides, this whole thing is so ridiculous, as if Mrs. Dutton would be involved.
She's out trying to catch the poachers, and so are we.
What do you mean?
Well, it's actually very clever. We set it up so that the guy that's guilty is going to...
Jem, I don't think he's very interested to hear about our game of Clue. I'm sure he's very busy.
Yes, I am. Please tell Mrs. Dutton I'd like to see her the moment she returns. By the way, is there perhaps a Mr. Green staying at the lodge?
Yes, actually there is. He's in the dining room.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Checkmate.
Wrong game. Right ending.
Well, I think you owe Sam and Freedom Ranch an apology.
Gladly. This one time I'm happy to be wrong. But being wrong doesn't stop someone like me. Now we're animals are concerned.
I know.
There's one thing that still bothers me is how Dutton knew who to call about black market baboons.
Thanks.
You really think you should fly the chopper home in this weather?
Beats walking home.
Well, I know, but you could stay till it lets up.
It could take days.
Yeah, it could.
Bless you.
The government of Zambia was most interested to learn about Andel's little scheme.
Yeah, he'll be spending a long time in jail.
You boys got the poachers. Oh, like, how was this called?
It's a lot like our clue game, actually. Only we had Andale in the long room with brake cutters.
You know, we really didn't do all that much. It was Grandpa who set the whole thing up.
Margo, there's a man on the phone who would like to speak at your next seminar. He says he's an expert on African antiquities.
That sounds wonderful. What's his name?
Umfundisi Plamo.
Umfundisi Plamu. No, what's that?
It's Professor Plum in Zulu.
That's my grandpa.
Simunya.